I'm Cheryl Pullins, and I refer to myself as a gap-toothed brown girl from South Philadelphia. And today, I want to take you on just a little bit of a journey about my life and how we are truly connected through a very common thread. It was August the 9th, 1972. I was sitting on the bright red steps on the front of my house in South Philadelphia. I was a little bummed because my mom wouldn't let me go across the street to play with my friend Tina. I was 9 years old. While sitting on the steps, I heard this sound, pop, 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 pop. It sounded like fireworks. So I got up and I looked to see what was going on. But then I felt it. A burning, piercing pain in my thigh, boring a hole in my thigh. I had been shot. Mom, Mom, I ran screaming in the house. I've been shot. They never found out who pulled the trigger that day in South Philadelphia. They didn't know if it was on purpose or if it was just an accident. But every day, for many years, I've played that scenario over and over and over and over in my head. And I wondered, if the person who shot me woke up that summer morning and seriously considered the consequences of pulling that trigger, if they had really thought about what would happen once the bullet left the chamber, if they even knew that I had been shot, did they even care? I am blessed that I stand here today, able to share this story with you, because it certainly could have had a very different outcome. What I know is that we live our lives never knowing what's going to happen from one day to the next. Never knowing that when we wake up in the morning, that something can shift our entire lives. So, many people outside these walls encounter many different things in their lives, and they have their own form of mental incarceration. For me, mine was being shot that day and creating this shroud of protection that I thought would protect me from ever being wounded again. I built up these invisible walls so that no one could touch me. I was fearful, I was afraid, I was uncertain, very distrustful. That was my mental prison that I was in. There are people outside the walls that have their own form of mental incarceration, like the mother who does the unthinkable act just for the fact that she needs to feed her children. Or maybe for the woman who has given up her hopes and dreams and living a life that she never wanted. Or how about the man that lives in a world that he wants to escape? But the truth is, he's physically free. What I want you to know, that even in these walls, you have the power to choose freedom. Many of us have traveled paths We've been met with forks in the road, and we've made choices and decisions, and some of you, your choices and decisions led you here. However, here does not define you. Well, here we are, talking about living confined, but thinking free. But how do you do that? How do you live your life free? Free from the mental incarceration or the physical incarceration. Free from the things that hold you back in your mind. Well, there are many rules to living the mental game of life, because that's what freedom is. It's the mental game of life. But I want to share with you one of the fundamental things that I've discovered. And what I've discovered is you got to get busy freeing up your mind, because once you free your mind, the rest of your life might fall in line. Get busy freeing up your mind, because once you free up your mind, the rest of your life might what? Fall in line. It's a wonderful thing when you can live a life of freedom. It's a choice. Whether you are inside these walls or whether you are outside these walls, you get to choose freedom. And what I know is that we think we live our lives from our heads, from what we think. So what are you putting in your head? Is it helping you or is it hurting you? If what you're encountering on a daily basis, that you are making decisions not to live free, just remember you have the choice. You have the power to live free, because why? You got to get busy freeing up your mind. Because when you free up your mind, your life just might follow behind. Thank you.